Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Darth, and this is my series on basic infantry tactics for Battlefield 4. This video is about how to stay hidden and how to stay safe. Specifically, I'm going to talk about ways you can minimize your risk when you expose yourself to the enemy, and how you can avoid being seen. My first topic is peeking. When I have a good idea that there are enemies in the next room or around a corner, I peek that corner. This means that I get as close to the corner as possible and strafe left and right while aiming down sights. It's a pretty simple technique that allows you to check a hallway or a room, shoot, and scoot back into safety. Now, this gets exceptionally dangerous if both you and the enemies know about each other. If you know exactly where they are, you can start your peek by pre-firing the corner. This means that you start shooting as you begin your strafing motion, so that bullets are exiting your gun as you leave safety. It's not always a good idea to peek every corner, especially if it's well defended. You can consider other options, such as defending the position you're in if it has good cover from your enemies. You can also retreat and attack from a different direction if you have teammates nearby covering this position, or if you cover the position with an incendiary grenade. So the next technique I'm going to teach you is referred to as head glitching, but you're actually just taking advantage of the way the game works. In the real world, bullets come out of a gun's barrel. In Battlefield 4 and many other shooters, bullets come out of the player's eyes. Silly as this may sound, you can use this to your advantage by minimizing your exposure. This is basically peeking, but over a ledge. As you can see from this clip, I'm at point C on flood zone. I'm showing the absolute minimum amount of my head required to see above the destruction, and capturing the point at the same time. Unless enemies are way above on the rooftop, the only thing they're going to see is the very top of my head, but I am free to shoot them the whole time. Here's another example from Dawnbreaker. Again, I'm showing the absolute minimum amount of my body that I can, but I'm free to shoot at any enemies. And there's lots of examples just like these. Just think about this the next time you are walking up a ramp with protected sides, or a staircase, or even a giant C4 crater. One of the most important aspects of concealing yourself from the enemy, in addition to camouflage, is to not silhouette yourself. This means standing in a location that the enemy can easily distinguish you from the background clutter. Prime examples include the edge of rooftops and the tops of hills, but there are many other cases. One thing to consider when you're inside of a room with outward-facing windows is to take a few steps back from the windows. You avoid easy detection from light hitting your body, and you prevent the enemy from getting an easy read on your silhouette. Instead, shoot from a few meters back. One last example on silhouettes. Let's see if you can spot the bad guy before he spots you. Did you see him? Note the good use of background to mask the silhouette versus the open sky. It really does make a big difference. One thing to consider is the use of attachments and perks in the game. The suppressor attachments for your weapon are key in concealing yourself from the enemy, particularly if you are flanking or attempting to attack from behind. They keep you from appearing on the minimap when firing your weapon and quiet the sound of your weapon. They won't keep you from being spotted, but they help a lot if you're trying to be a ninja. As you can see here, I have a really nice kill streak against the rooftop dominators. I peek, use flanking, and my attachment keeps away unwanted visitors. Additionally, there's a shadow field upgrade that will progressively hide you from more and more methods of detection. The first level reduces the amount of time you're spotted by 2 seconds, which is great for getting back into hiding after an engagement. The second level increases your maximum sprint speed, which is also good for getting into flanking positions that much quicker. The third increases the amount of distance you can fall before taking damage, which has more use in hardcore but is useful for wild maneuvering. The final unlock keeps you from being detected except while sprinting, which is extremely useful when recon are using motion sensors like the tugs. Finally, if you are spotted, remember that you can conceal yourself, try to confuse the enemies with your movements, and the spot will eventually wear off. I like to count to about 8 in my head if I'm spotted, which is usually enough time for a spot to wear off. But you might ask, Darth, how do I know if I'm spotted? Lots of bullets shot into or around you. Remember, you can always be spotted, but by using these methods of concealment, you should be able to stay hidden and stay safe. Thanks YouTube, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.